Hi, I'm Anthony Rumrell and welcome to CG for.me. So I'm working on this pig character and I'm working on painting its weights. There's two ways, just continuing on how I paint weights, and that is using the component editor and working on the vert level and using the paint weights tool. I am going to rotate this head. You can see as I rotate it, it has several influences, so the head seems squashy. So I'm going to put it in this position and I'm going to go and select the head, and I'm going to go to vertex mode and select a ring and grow my selection until I've selected pretty much the entire head, maybe down to about there. And I'm going to give this an influence to the head of just a value of 1. Oh, where'd the head go? There it is. Type in 1 and you can see how much harder it became now. A little too hard here on the neck. We'll have to fix that with the paint weights tool. And I also didn't select these vertices, so I'm going to go to vertex mode here. Give 100% value to the head again. And I'll just test it. I'll go to my control, rotate it, and you can see the head's no longer squashy. But I did create an issue with the neck, so I'm going to have to soften this up. Even the front of it's not quite right. I want to add more influence to the neck here. So, a couple ways to do that. First of all, what I'm going to try is just to go to vertex mode and select a ring and grow my selection. I select a ring by double clicking. And let's say I'm going to work on these verts right here. I'm going to isolate these, and I'm going to use my paint weights tool. I'm going to close my component editor just to build up some foundation here. So I'm going to go to neck 2 and add back some influence. I'm going to raise up my value to say 0.5, increase my brush size, and I'm going to add in some value to this neck so that joint 2 has a bigger effect on it. Than the head does. And you have to realize you have to paint right on the vert. I'm not painting anywhere in the square where the face is. I'm painting right on the vert. So that's one of the things I mean when I say I'm working on the vert level, is I'm working on the vert level here and also in the component editor. Add some influence to neck 1. And I'm going to test it. I'm going to select the head, rotate it back and forth, and that's nicer. It's firm on the top, but a little bit squishier in the neck. And I'm going to select my neck controls and rotate it and work out some of the kinks. So I'll go back to my paint weights tool. I'm going to give less influence to neck 1. So I'm just going to paint a little bit more here. And I'll go back and forth. Maybe neck 1 needs some more influence. Part of painting weights is just going to be to experiment. See what you like, and the only way to know if it works or not is to constantly change the pose You have to pose and repose till it starts to work. You can't just assume that it's going to work. You have to pose and repose. So I'm going to continue to work out the influence of this, but those are the basics of skinning and changing the weight data per vertex.